everyone, I'm Sumanya Gulati and this is my final project for Code and Place 2021. Before starting, I'd like to thank my instructors, Chris Pike, Julie Zelensky, Mehran Sami, and Bram Cooper for creating Code and Place, which is honestly more of a community than a course. I would also like to thank the mentors for their time and efforts and for coming together and supporting more than 10,000 students from all around the globe. Now, diving straight into the final project, using the skills acquired through the course, I wanted to create a tool that would solve a personal problem: combating the shortage of vaccines in India. In the wake of a disastrous and tragic second wave, India faced a vaccine crisis, one that was heightened by a shortage of essential medical supplies. Before explaining what the project does, I wanted to take the time to describe the reasoning behind the use of Twitter in the project. I chose to use Twitter because of the role it played during the second wave and how it turned from being just a social media platform to essentially a hotline for people in crisis. I was struck by the great activism shown by thousands of regular Twitter users who verified, tweeted, and retweeted leads on the availability of medical supplies. And so, in order to honor the spirit of altruism shown by thousands, I wanted to integrate Twitter as the main mode of communication in my project. Now, moving on to the demo. Once a user with a valid Twitter account mentions me in a tweet accompanied by a valid PIN code, the COVID slot locator extracts the PIN code and sends an HTTP request to the COVID server and replies back with information about available appointments within that PIN code. As it can be seen here in this tweet, once my account is mentioned along with the phrase vaccines and a valid PIN code, the following information is replied back using the COVID slot locator. This information includes the name of the center, the address of the center, along with the availability of the doses and the date. In cases where all the appointments are booked or no centers could currently be located, the COVID slot locator says so in its tweet. Currently no appointments could be located. Please check back later. Stay safe. You can see a couple more sample tweets over here. Now, in order to review the functionality in real time, we'll be reviewing how the COVID slot locator replies back to this tweet. So it follows the format. My account has been mentioned along with the phrase vaccines in and a PIN code. Let me run my script in Python and it says reply to tweet. So let me reload this page. Yep, as you can see here, we have information about a center, the name of the center along with the availability and the date. Let's verify this information on the official COVID website. Just copy the PIN code and we will search by PIN. And there we go. This is the center that we're looking for. Fazilka DHPP unit with 197 slots. Yeah, that's right. So here is the center. We got 97 doses and 98 doses. So the information is correct. And as you can see here, we've got a list along with different tweet IDs. So this is for keeping track of IDs that have already been replied to so that no tweet is replied to twice and there are no duplicate tweets. And in order to make sure that the tweets are labeled with the correct source, you can verify that the COVID slot locator indicates that this tweet was made by the bot as opposed to using an Android device or using the web browser. Talking about the technical details, the entire project has been coded in Python and I've used RESTful APIs along with some Python packages such as JSON for dealing with the data, Tweepy for easier access and interaction with Twitter and its API, the request package for sending HTTP requests to COVID. I also use the time module to deal with the rate limits of both the APIs. A few features that I plan on integrating with the project include adding the functionality of storing users' data in the cases where their PIN code either had no available vaccine appointments or where no centers could be located. By storing the data of such users and by running the script periodically or essentially on a 24/7 hour basis, I would be able to notify the user as soon as a vaccine appointment becomes available in their PIN code. Since this would require running the script 24/7, which would indeed require deployment of the script to a remote server, this is a feature I plan on working towards in the future. Now, if you want to access the code or if you want to know more details about the project, check out the GitHub repo that has been linked in the description below.